Welcome back, everyone. Today we're diving into the chilling world of killer clowns. Brace yourselves for some spine-tingling facts that will keep you up at night. You know, it's actually kind of hard to pinpoint exactly when killer clowns became a thing. It's like they just crawled out of our collective nightmares. But seriously, the idea of a killer clown has been around for centuries. Some experts say it all started with jesters in the Middle Ages. These guys were like the court clowns, but they often had a dark side. They would make fun of people in power, and sometimes they would even get away with murder. Then there's the whole Punch and Judy puppet show thing. You know, that creepy show with the puppets that beat each other up? Yeah, that's been around since the 1600s, and it definitely plays into our fear of clowns. But I think the real turning point was in the 19th century with the story of Grimaldi. He was this famous clown who was known for his dark and tragic performances. People loved him, but he was also kind of a mess in real life. So yeah, the history of killer clowns is long and twisted. It's like a slow-burning horror movie that just keeps getting creepier and creepier. Okay, we can't talk about killer clowns without talking about John Wayne Gacy. This guy is like the poster child for creepy clowns. He was this seemingly normal dude who dressed up as a clown for children's parties and charity events. But behind that painted-on smile was a monster. Gacy was a serial killer who tortured and murdered at least 33 young men and boys in the 1970s. He would lure his victims to his house, often by promising them construction work, and then, well, you can imagine the rest. What's even more messed up is that Gacy would sometimes dress up as his clown alter ego, Pogo, while he was committing these horrific acts. Can you imagine being a kid and seeing this clown at a party, and then finding out years later that he was a serial killer? That's some nightmare fuel right there. Gacy was eventually caught and sentenced to death. He died by lethal injection in 1994. But his legacy of terror lives on. Remember back in 2016 when everyone was freaking out about those creepy clown sightings? Like, it was everywhere. People were reporting seeing clowns in the woods, in parking lots, even in their own backyards. It started in the US, but it quickly spread to other countries. People were dressing up as clowns and trying to scare people. Some were even carrying weapons. It got so bad that schools were put on lockdown and Halloween events were cancelled. Now, most of these sightings turned out to be hoaxes or pranks, but there were a few cases where people were actually attacked by people dressed as clowns. So it was definitely a scary time for everyone, especially for kids who were already afraid of clowns. The whole thing was like something out of a horror movie. It just goes to show how powerful the image of a killer clown can be. Chapter 4, Why So Scary? The Psychology of Coulrophobia. Okay, so why are clowns so damn scary? I mean, they're supposed to be funny, right? Well, there's actually a scientific reason why some people are terrified of clowns. It's called coulrophobia, and it's a real thing. One theory is that it's all about the makeup. Clowns' faces are basically exaggerated versions of human faces, and our brains don't really know how to process that. The big eyes, the fake smile, the bright red nose, it all just screams danger to our primal instincts. Another theory is that it has to do with the fact that clowns are supposed to be happy and carefree all the time. But that forced happiness can be really unsettling, especially when you know that there's a real person behind that mask. And then there's the whole killer clown thing, which definitely doesn't help. Thanks, John Wayne Gacy. Chapter 5. The Forgotten Clown, a blast from the past you've never heard of. Okay, guys, get this. 1892, Louisiana. There was this string of murders, right? People found dead in their homes, brutally stabbed. But here's the messed up part. Witnesses said they saw a clown fleeing the scene. They called him the Laughing Clown of New Orleans. Imagine that, a clown covered in blood laughing as he runs into the night. The police never caught him. Some people think he was just a copycat trying to be like Jack the Ripper, who was still fresh in everyone's minds back then. But others believe he was the real deal, a true psychopath who used the guise of a clown to terrorize a city. It's a story that's been lost to time, buried under all the other killer clown tales. But trust me, it's one you won't forget. Chapter 6. From Pennywise to Joker, Hollywood's obsession with killer clowns. Hollywood loves a good killer clown. I mean, think about it. It, Poltergeist, American Horror Story, even The Dark Knight. These movies and shows wouldn't be the same without their creepy clown villains. And why are these characters so effective? Because they tap into our deepest fears. They take something that's supposed to be innocent and fun and twist it into something dark and sinister, like Pennywise from It. He's not just a clown, he's a shape-shifting monster who feeds on fear. And the Joker? He's a symbol of chaos and anarchy, a reminder that even in a world of superheroes, there's always someone who wants to watch the world burn. These characters stay with us long after the credits roll. They haunt our dreams and make us look twice at every clown we see. Chapter 7. Vanishing hitchhikers and black balloons. The urban legends that keep me up at night. Okay, let's talk about urban legends. You know, those creepy stories that everyone's heard but nobody can prove are true? Well, the world of killer clowns is full of them. Like, there's the one about the babysitter who gets a call from a creepy clown asking if she's checked on the children. Turns out the clown is calling from inside the house. Or the one about the family who goes on vacation and hires a clown to entertain their kids, only to find out later that the clown is actually a serial killer. And then there's the black balloons. People say that if you see a black balloon tied to a sewer grate, it means a killer clown is watching you. These stories are probably just that. Stories, but they still give me the creeps. Chapter 8. They walk among us, real-life encounters that will chill you to the bone. Okay, guys, this is where it gets real. Because as much as we like to think that killer clowns are just the stuff of nightmares, the truth is, there have been some pretty terrifying real-life encounters. Like, remember that story I told you about the 2016 clown sightings? Well, some of those encounters were more than just sightings. People reported being chased by clowns, threatened by clowns, even attacked by clowns. And then there are the stories that don't make the news, the ones people whisper about in hushed tones, like the story of the woman who was walking home alone late at night when she saw a clown following her. Or the story of the teenager who was home alone when he heard a knock at the door. When he looked through the peephole, he saw a clown staring back at him. These stories are a chilling reminder that sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. Chapter 9. Clowning around no more, the real victims of killer clowns. It's easy to forget that behind every creepy clown mask there's a real person. And for professional clowns, the whole killer clown thing is a real nightmare. Imagine spending years perfecting your craft, learning how to make people laugh, only to have your entire profession demonized because of a few bad apples. It's not fair, but that's the reality they're facing. Since the whole killer clown craze started, bookings for parties and events have plummeted. Clowns are being harassed in public. Some are even afraid to wear their costumes in public anymore. It's a sad state of affairs, and it just goes to show how much damage a few bad apples can do. Chapter 10. Sweet Dreams. So the next time you're at a carnival or circus, take a good look around. You never know who might be hiding behind that painted-on smile. It could be a harmless entertainer just trying to make a living, or it could be something much, much darker. Something that wants to do you harm. Something that's been watching you this whole time, just waiting for the right moment to strike. Sleep tight. Outro, thanks for playing, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more spine-chilling content. And hey, if you see any creepy clowns hanging around your neighborhood, don't be a hero. Just run. Stay safe out there.